Welcome to our exclusive training on how to get 2 to 3 new potential clients daily, guaranteed. My name is Henry from Unicorn Digital, and I want to speak to you firstly about why you need to be watching this training. Firstly, the probability is you may be here because your business or practice is needing more leads and clients, and you just need something that works. You need clients now. On the other hand, you may have an established practice and you know that there is something to online marketing that works, but you just don't understand it yet. But you want to tap into that new opportunity to tap into new pockets of your market. You could also be looking for just another stream of clients and revenue into your business, and that works as well. Or you may just be starting a business, and it could be a gym, it could be a chiropractic practice, a dental practice, and you want to know, how do I get clients in the door? How do I start? How do I get clients in the door and fast? That doesn't take a long time, that won't zap and take all of my energy, so I can focus on what I'm good at doing best, and that is delivering your practice, delivering your service, getting results for your clients, rather than spending all your time spinning your wheels trying to get clients. So I want to talk about why this works. Over the last month, and from the beginning of the year, we have generated over hundreds of new clients for businesses we've worked with, for many of the businesses we've worked with. And here's just some of our recent examples. Joel here has just launched his new gym here in Brighton, South Australia, and after being open for 6 months, was on the brink of closing down. So I'll just preface that, I'll just reword that. So he started his gym 6 months ago, and he had a bit of a marketing plan, but he didn't really have a solid plan to get clients consistently. And he went through those first 6 months. I actually chatted with him before he started, and I offered him to help out, and he didn't really respond at that point. But after the first 6 months, and he was on the brink of closing down, he came to me and he said, "Look, Henry, I need to get clients, otherwise we're going to have to close. Like, I need to get them, and now. Like, there's no planning, and like, I need to get them now." So we set up his campaign, and within literally a day, as you can see on the screen, we started getting him potential clients for $6, 21 per lead. Now that is super cheap in terms of, relatively comparing that with Google Ads, and although Google Ads is a fantastic strategy, it is a little bit more expensive, and I'll get into that later. But if you compare this with traditional marketing methods, where you put out like a board, like a bulletin board, you put out a sandwich board, you run a radio campaign, you run an advertising campaign, that all costs big bucks. This is literally $6. I said in a Facebook post recently that this is the price of a standard mocha at McDonald's. You can get instead a client paying $60 per week for that same price. So that was Joel, and he's now doing really well. He's got a gym full of clients, and it consistently happens. He's getting leads coming in, closing those leads, and generating $60 for every $6 that he spends on, this is Facebook ads. Now, there's a local business that we started working with at the beginning of this year called FlexFit, and they were on zero. So they were a mobile personal training company, and they needed to get clients, again, quick from nothing. This is a great method if you've got nothing to start with. This will work. So as you can see from the screen, it started at $0 monthly revenue. This August just passed, they've capped it at $7,481. Now, this is a solo trainer with a couple of contractors. With this method, they actually used Google Ads, and the Google Ads, the ratio is this: they spent $2,000 on Google Ads, and for that $2,000, they have since generated $42,000 in revenue. So they are therefore getting a 21 times return on investment, and literally all of their marketing has just been with Google Ads. So if you can see, if you need like an injection of leads and qualified clients into your business, this inbound marketing method with paid traffic, Facebook and Google Ads, like, it works. I'll give you a little story. I was speaking with a practice owner here in the Adelaide Hills, and they were saying, "No, we tried Facebook ads once, didn't work. Tried Google Ads once, didn't work." What people do is they think that Facebook ads and Google ads are like a specific system that either works or it doesn't. When really, it's not that, it's like people saying TV ads don't work. Well, if they didn't work, then they wouldn't be consistent people advertising on TV. It's not the method that doesn't work. Facebook ads does work. You're literally just putting a message in front of the right people, or maybe the wrong people for that matter, depending on how you're running your campaign. But the key is getting the right message in front of the right people, and Facebook can do that. You've just got to get the right message and get the right people, and that's a matter of crafting an offer and crafting and setting up a targeted audience that makes sense. So this was FlexFit. Now we're going to do Rowan from Fitness Life Studios. Now this is a bigger business. They're generating almost $1 million a year, but with not much profit at all. And he knew that for every dollar coming in terms of revenue for these new business clients that he was going to get, he would obviously get a certain percentage of that to supply his current, I guess, lack of profit. So we have set up and this was only in the last week, we set up another Facebook ad where they're generating leads, and literally yesterday, no word of a lie, he got 12 leads yesterday. So this is just a little snapshot here. So if you can see, today's the 21st of September. You can see here where the little red arrow is pointing. He got this lead yesterday at 1 o'clock. And they were coming in like every 20 minutes, qualified leads. Now the trick is not, it's Facebook ads. That is not the trick. Like, we know Facebook ads works, but it is how we, the message we put in front of the people and how we targeted that audience. And there's a saying that goes, big doors swing on small hinges. It's in the little details that make all the difference when you're putting together an offer. And I'll give you an example. This is a really good example, right? In like a legal case where there's two litigators, or there's a litigator and there's the defendant trying to win the case, they might have an email that proves that this person is guilty. But then when they look at the date of the email, say that the email copy they had wasn't dated. If they look at the date and find that the date was irrelevant to when the crime was committed, that makes all the difference. That is the difference between someone going to jail and someone not going to jail. It's a small detail like the date. And that is the same thing with this whole game with online marketing, digital marketing, because online marketing sounds a bit scary. And I want to give you another picture, right? Why this works is if you're on a train or if you're in a public area and you look around, most people are on their phones. They're scrolling on their phones. So when you hear digital marketing, you might go, it's a bit of BS. It's not, because people are looking at their phones. They're actually not watching TVs as much as they were. They're not looking at billboards as much as they were, although that works. They're not reading magazines, and they're certainly not, going to the, looking at direct mail letters, particularly younger generation. They are on their phones. They're on their iPads. They're on their computers. So what digital marketing does is puts your message in front of the right people, because they're looking there. That's why it's cheaper, because there's more people there. Basic economics is when there's more demand, when there's more supply, the price goes down, and there's more people on there, so the price is cheaper. And that will eventually tip the other way as more marketers come on, as there's more marketing as there's more demand generation, then the price will go up from the sales side perspective. So now is the perfect opportunity to jump in and utilize these platforms while they're hot, and they'll remain very viable for in the next at least 1 to 3 years. After then, you never know, things change very quickly. Okay, cool. So we've talked about Ron and all the leads that he's getting. 12 leads yesterday, leads costing literally I think $1, which is insane. And probably out of those 12 leads, at least 50% will convert into a high ticket client, so they're paying upfront $400. So if you do the math there, 6 4s, it's about $2,400 for $12 ad spend. Now that is, let me just get my calculator on. Right, so $12 for $2,400 ad spend is ridiculous. $12 ad spend for $2,400 is a 200 times return on investment. So it's insane, and it's just about getting the marketing message right. Good. And I also want to talk about this practice as well. So they were a practice in the Adelaide Hills that were the only practice. So they naturally, because of a few different reasons, well, that obviously being the primary one, they were able to get clients all the time. But new competition came in, and I just put this picture here of a stressed out owner. Now look, Dan Kennedy, who's a marketing genius, says if you don't have what's called a unique selling proposition, which could basically be reinterpreted as a good marketing strategy, including digital marketing, then you're either relying on your shoe shine charisma, your convenient location, or your the fact that you're the only person offering the service in the area. So competition will force you to think, why should a client come to me instead of the competition? Why should they come to me instead of the competition? Now, I just want to deep dive just a little bit into this kind of thing. If you think about McDonald's, they're literally, what do they sell? They sell soda, they sell chips, and they sell burgers. They have such a strong brand. Like, they started in, the 70s or 60s? Their brand is so strong, but they're literally just selling burgers, chips, and drinks. But they have a strong, unique selling proposition, and something a point of difference that's different from the market. If you're in Australia, you've probably heard of I think they're Red Rock Deli chips, right? Red Rock, they're essentially just chips. But they have a very strong marketing campaign where they talk about, Kangaroo Island salt chips, or, sea salt chips. It's not just salt and vinegar, it's now sea salt chips, and balsamic Italian vinegar or something, or they'll have Indian style chips, Vindaloo style chips, and with a little bit of special branding on the front of their package. And obviously their chips are a little bit different, but with that branding they're able to charge a higher price, and people still buy it because they're going, wow. And if you remember their ads on TV, that they communicate that difference. It's not just a chip, it's an experience, which is ridiculous. It's just a chip, but they communicate it in such a way that it's an experience. Another one is this. This is fantastic. There's a particular medicine that you can buy to improve your sight, right? And this company was branding I think it was for 3 different types of people. They had a particular brand for eyesight medicine for pilots. So they would have the branding all constructed to appeal to a pilot. Then they would have the branding constructed for older ladies. Obviously the branding needs to be different. A pilot would not want to buy medicine that looked like it was for an older lady, and an older lady would not want to buy medicine that looked like it was for a pilot. But essentially it was the same product. It was eyesight, and there was no difference in what fundamentally was in the product. It was just the way that it was marketed. So if you're relying right now on your shoe shine charisma, convenient location, and the fact that you're the only person there, prepare in advance for new competition, because it will come. And find that marketing message. Okay, so this is what we're going to talk about, and think about how would it change your situation. I know business owners that are literally at break even. They're not making a profit. They may as well shut down the business and just get a job. But that's not why you went into business. You went into business because you want to be successful. You want to make something of yourself. You want to prove to others that you can do it. You feel as though you have an instinct that you can do it a better way. That's why you're there. But sometimes we, as business owners, don't get kept accountable, and we sort of drift off into our own thinking, and we lose sight of what we really want, and we just get by. So what I'm going to talk to you about will help change that. This marketing stuff, this digital marketing information, revelation, will make you think. It'll get your mind ticking over. It'll start bursting forth creative ideas, new ways to market, new ways to position yourself to succeed. You can't be negative, and you can't be thinking, it doesn't work. You're not Blockbuster, right? You're a tried and true proof of concept practice that people want fitness, they want chiropractors, they need to get their teeth fixed, etc. It's not like your Blockbuster where there's Netflix that have come in and your service is totally redundant. That's not happening. That's not happening anytime soon. So you've just got to try and position yourself as the dominant market leader by having a relevant marketing message. And that will change the situation. People respond to that. People will give you their money for your services, and it will turn your situation around. You'll be that business owner who sits at his desk at the end of the week counting money. That's what you want. Right, and I've just added this next little slide where you want to be. A good barometer is how many holidays you're taking with your family. I was reading in the book by Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, that the strongest motivator for business owners and for people generally that want to succeed is transmuting, this sounds a bit strange, their sort of, sexual desire into their commercial practice. And in simple terms, I'm going to connect it with another thing I read today. Married men earn the most out of any segment of society,
And that totally adds up with the proposition Napoleon Hill made that you sort of need a muse, or like say your wife or your family, or you need a purpose, and it is sort of a better way to describe it. You need to link that purpose to your mission, right? Which is to succeed in business, because you want to provide for your family. You want to provide your kids. You want to be prosperous so you can help not only yourself, but your family, your community, your church, or, endeavors and people that you want to see succeed. That is, in a way, your responsibility. So this kind of stuff, this marketing message and reaching the right people using digital strategies will get you there. And I've done it myself. I use this on our own in-house business. I use Google Ads and Facebook ads. And I'm telling you, I wouldn't be wasting your time right now if it didn't work. It really does work. I'm telling you, it really does work. Okay. So once we've I've gone through a little bit of a preface, proof of concept, I now want to deep dive into the exact strategies that will help you get there. Fantastic. Okay, simple but powerful, the offer. So I'm going to get out of this slide here, go to here. So, don't know why the screen's a bit light, but Murphy's Law, if something's going to go wrong with technology, particularly with technology, it will go wrong. Anyway, so the first thing, we're going to get into the mindset of Facebook and Google Ads, Facebook and Google Ads, Facebook and Google Ads. So you've got it in your mind, this is what we're talking about. Now, you want to target locally. So if you're a local dentist, local gym, local chiropractor, you want to, why is it doing this? Okay, you want to target your local area. Now, I'm going to give you a tip. You want to be able to reach five-figure populations. So if you're in a suburb, you don't want to just target that local suburb, because it's probably going to be about 4,000, so which is a four-figure population. You want to target a five-figure population, because that will give you the numbers to actually get some data and to actually get some leads coming through. And just a warning here, so make sure that you actually are using good location targeting on your services, and particularly Google sometimes can be a little bit complicated. So for example, I was searching for chiropractors yesterday, and one came up for Burpengary, which is in Queensland, I think somewhere in North Queensland could be, but it was showing up for a search for a chiropractor in Perth. Now that is not only a long drive from Perth to Burpengary, but it's a royal waste of your ad dollars, because a click on Google is about $3. So you're wasting, if there's 10 clicks that come from Perth, you're wasting $30 for nothing. So you want to it'll just take a little bit of work just to get that targeting right. Okay, so Facebook ads, location targeting. Do not use the radius, particularly if you're a local business. Why? Because the radius is a minimum of 10 miles, and there's plenty of other practices generally within 10 miles of your practice. You want to make sure that when you use location targeting, and I already get on Facebook, I've already given you this, get a five-figure population, minimum 10,000, and you do this, sorry, I'll just turn off this sound. Good. So turn off that sound. Okay, good. So what you want to do is target the postcode or suburb, right? And this means you go individually, suburb by suburb, until you hit at least, ideally you want to get over 20,000. You hit at least a five-figure population. So if your main suburb is, say, Paran, I don't know, I'm not too familiar with Paran, but if you say your suburb is Paran in Melbourne, in Victoria, sorry, then you want to try and aim also that larger area, depending on the population size. Fantastic. Now, another quick tip here with the target locally is make sure that your business is listed on GMB or Google My Business. And I'll give you an example why. Because if I do chiropractor Adelaide, if I search in Google, and I think this is what people do every day, they'll search for the local chiropractor. These are ads here. So this is an ad. They're paying for that. But here, which is the next portion, is Google My Business. And if you've got a lot of reviews on Google My Business, see, even some chiropractic, they've got 1 5-star review, just 1 5-star review, and they're ranking for here. And that's just because they've put themselves on Google My Business and Google Maps. And if you put it like this, the first section here is ads, Google Ads. This is Google My Business. And then here, everyone talks about SEOs. SEO is the least proficient way to get in front of people's faces. Short term and medium term, even long term, because there's so much competition and people using keywords over and over again to get up to the top. It does work, look, but you're in the third section. This is the simplest way to put it. You're in the third section, which is 2 before the first, right? So the first section is your Google Ads, second is your Google My Business and Maps, and the third is SEO, okay? So that's how it's apportioned. Cool. Fantastic. First section done. Now, use both Facebook and Google advertising. Why? Right? There's one very important reason, and people get this wrong, and they get it wrong, and they get it wrong. Because when people think about Google, they sort of go into this dreamlike state, like Google's some out there spaceship, unknown, mysterious thing that may or may not work. Look, it's not. Google is simply this. Google is a web page where people search for your business or a business like yours, and they expect to see your business or a business like yours there so they can call you and make an appointment. That's it. Now, the trick to doing that is to getting your Google ad strategy right. But the fundamental of Google is that it is demand fulfillment. There is direct search intent, which means people are directly searching for your business on Google. That's why it's so powerful. That's also why it's more expensive. So you're fulfilling a demand. People are directly searching for you. Google Ads will get you to the top and get you in front of those people's faces the quickest. Not the cheapest, but I guess the cheapest for direct search intent, which means they're actively looking for you. And I'll give you some numbers. If you can get a lead for, I was getting leads for $14 on Google per lead. That is amazing. Like Facebook, you can get it down to like $1 per lead, but the quality of lead is different because we're going into Facebook now. Facebook, people are on Facebook to be entertained, to converse with their friends, to look at the latest news. Facebook's a bit more of an entertainment thing. People don't go on Google to get entertained. Google is informative. Facebook is entertaining. So people are in a different mindset on Facebook, and that should inform your advertising strategy on Facebook as well. You need to actually get their attention more because they're A, not actively searching for you, and B, they're in an entertainment mindset. So you need to construct your offer differently on Facebook. And Facebook is demand generation. So you're taking people that essentially are what we call middle of the funnel or top of the funnel, which means that they're talking about or thinking about your service, but they're not directly searching for it. So you're getting them before they get to Google, essentially. You're scooping up those customers before they actually get to Google, because they won't click on your ad unless they actually want your service. But you're getting them before they get to Google. And the reason that Facebook is cheaper, in my opinion, is because that you'll get more clicks that are less relevant because they're not directly searching for you. But that gives you an opportunity to achieve a cheaper lead because you're getting more numbers run up on the board, if that makes sense. Fantastic. So again, I've written here, mid-funnel, top funnel market is your Facebook, which means that they're unaware of your service and I guess aware of their need, but not searching. They're not searching, so you're getting them before. It's a bit more outreach than outbound marketing than inbound in a way. But bottom funnel is they're aware of your service and directly searching. Fantastic. So we've done the second point. So I hope my voice isn't disappearing. Now, here is a very important, super important, man. Like businesses that do not do this seriously, you need to know your numbers. You need to know exactly what you're spending on your marketing so that you can make sense of your return. Or you need to know what you're earning from your marketing so you can make sense of your spend the other way. And this often happens because business owners, quote unquote, know best. They lack accountability and they get complacent. But really, with marketing, if you're spending a certain amount, you want to know that you're generating at least a 2 times return. So if you're spending, and this is what we guarantee with our service that we do with our clients, is that we guarantee a 2x return, right? 2x return. So for every dollar you spend, you'll get $2 back. Boom. See? Okay, so we guarantee that two times return, and that's what you want to know with your marketing. So if you're spending, say $5,000, you want to know that you're going to get at least $10,000 in sales. You probably want more. Like, if you could get $50,000, which is totally achievable, because I talked about the lead generation that we were doing with the Rowan's practice. He's getting a lead for $1, and he potentially, or $12, sorry, for a bag of 12 leads. If he gets a 50% close rate for a $400 service, he's getting $200 200 times ROI, return on investment. So you can see how this stuff can really skyrocket your business, right? So that's key. You need to know your numbers, and it's as simple as this. You've got to know what you're spending, and you want to know what you're getting in return for it. It's as simple as that. It's a value exchange. That makes sense. Okay, now this is another really key one. I'll just get rid of this number 5 point. You're going to have a professional social shopfront. Okay, so you want to think of your social assets. Basically, for most businesses, it will just be Facebook and their website and their Google search, right? So when a customer was walking through the street in the old days, they would look at the shop front, and the shop front would determine whether they'd walk in the shop. Are the windows clean? Is their product nicely laid out at the front? Does it look inviting? Does it look compelling? Do I want to go in there? Do I want to actually click and go into that website? Or do I actually want to click and go onto that page? So you want to make sure that your social shopfront online is professional. Now, the go-getters out there, I already know you guys have got a good social shopfront. But if you haven't yet, work on it now, because it makes a huge difference. And there's no point running ad campaigns if your social shopfront looks like you're half closed down. Make sure you clean up your social shopfront and assets, right? Now, guys, we also offer a free audit on your social shopfront. So we'll take you through like a checklist of all the things that you need to make sure you've got going, so that you absolutely optimize and maximize the chances and the probability of getting customers responding to your web assets. Okay, now we've got number 5. Determine your offer. Okay, so determine your offer. Now, I was talking with a practice yesterday. They're having a big open day for their business because there's like a community event in their area. And he called me and he said, "Henry, what do you think of my offer?" And he said 10% off all services. And I picked this offer apart, and I'll give you the several reasons. A, there was no end date to this offer, so he was going to give a perpetual offer of 10% to the people that signed up. You never want to do that. I've heard of those stories where airlines give away a free, like lifetime free, plane rides to these people who absolutely abuse it, and they go on flights every week, and then they just end up, going back on their word and closing down that offer. So the first point here is you want to make it time limited, right? It's got to be time limited because there's 2 reasons why. People don't abuse your service, which is in this case more relevant, but more importantly, they are compelled to take action now. Okay? You want to give them a reason for buying now. So, it's a form of scarcity or urgency. And this is realistic too, because you only have limited space in your practice. And you want to incentivize those people that take action quickly. Cool. Okay, fantastic. Now, good. So we've done the time limited, blah, 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 blah. And the second point is you need to make it like irresistible, okay? So I was reading a book yesterday where this guy was saying when he was younger, he drove across very snowy, dangerous, literally risking his life, icy winds, blizzards to get to his girlfriend who was on the other end of a 4-hour drive. And he said, the reason I did it is because I had an irresistible offer on the other side of that process. So when I spoke to this practice owner, he called me yesterday and said, "Henry, what do you think of my 10% offer?" I said, "No one's going to do it because it's boring. 10% is nothing. It's almost insulting to the customers because they think, 10% whatever, like that means nothing to them." But what I did say was, you got to do this. You got to make it, do it now. You got to make the decision now, act quickly now. And it was this: 50% off all services for 1 month, right? Now you might be thinking, 50%, that's pretty high. But don't think like that, because you got to think long term. Once you get them in the door, you offer them the best service you can. And after the first month, they're going to be paying full price. And then they're going to bring friends in, and those friends are going to bring friends in, and that's how you compound your marketing returns, right? So you just got to get them in the door. You've got to give them a reason. You've got to give them a compelling reason to get them in the door. So there are 2 things, and and there's sort of more that goes into this offer building. But these are basically the two key components. Is you've got to make a reason to people to buy now, and it needs to be irresistible. Like, it needs to make sense, and people will buy when they feel as though the value that you're giving them is worth more than the money they're parting with, right? Particularly now. And if you offer a good service, they're going to stay because it's convenient to stay. They like you, they like your service, they see results, they're going to pay full price. Fantastic. Okay, so almost getting to the end of the training, and which is close your leads. This is key. So with the Facebook, just to give you guys a little bit of proof here, I'm going to take you to the Facebook account for one of the clients that we're working with. So we'll go to Manage Ads. That's Manager. Okay, so we go to here, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. So if we go to this is Joel, and this is the results that we got for him. So he got 10 leads for $6.21 per lead. He's closed 5 of them. They're paying $600 a week. That's $300 for a spend of $62, but this $300 was only in his first week. So if we quickly go to Excel spreadsheet, so if he spent a total of $62.71, I think it was, and then the first week he gets $300, right? Then every week after that he gets, so this is week 1, say they stay on for 31 weeks. It is 300 times 31, so he's getting $9,300 for $62 of spend. So we go like that, divided by that. So he's getting a 148 return on investment, 148 times return on investment, or in percentage terms, it's 14,830. Okay, so that's huge. So let's go back to this section here. Now, he closed 50% of your leads. You want to maintain a good closing rate, okay? And you do it like this. Here's the formula for closing your leads. I'll actually literally just take you through how you do it. So, hi Nate, how are you? How are you? Good. So we're just calling you because you responded to our inquiry form for our offer. So talk about why, inquiry. So, and then literally all you need to do, and this is so simple, all the sales experts who are legends, by the way, say this: get the customer to talk about themselves. Learn and identify their main driving forces. Relate those forces back to your service, and then close. So it's basically like this. I'll give you a quick script. So I say, hi Jenny, how are you? I noticed that you responded to our lead form. Just wanting to know, what are you hoping to achieve by doing training with us? She said, yeah, look, I've just been blah, 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 wanting to do this for a time, and I think it's the right timing. I just really want to X. Got to get that X, and then say, okay, fantastic, Jenny. So I'm hearing that you really want to do this. Our service Y definitely is literally made for what you want to achieve. So I would definitely recommend you do that. When we're looking to start, and then when they say, look, I'm hoping to start blah, 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 you want to try and book in an appointment. So you say, okay, great, look, we've got time tomorrow or the next couple of days. You want to book in that appointment. You don't want to say, oh, we'll just call back. You want to try and get that appointment in straight away and say, look, Jenny, we're running out of spaces, so it would be really good if we could get you booked in today. How about we do this time next week? Book them in. With your booking software, you want to make sure that they have a follow-up notification. So I really recommend booking software such as Acuity. This is Acuity. That's the little logo. That'll give them a text reminder and email reminder, like actually a lot of reminders, so they know to show up and to actually follow you up on your service. And that's as simple as it is. Be really polite, friendly, smile when you're on the phone. Hi Nate, how are you? Tell me about why you called. Okay, fantastic. If you want to achieve this, we can definitely help with this service. This is definitely going to work, and I'm so excited that you're here. When are you available to come in next, and we can get things going? It's as simple as that. You just got to be confident, believe in your service. And I was literally just listening to talk today was saying you've just got to keep believing in your service. Remind yourself why your service is important and why people need it. Okay, good. Now I'm going to finish off. Rinse and repeat. So with Facebook ads and Google ads, you literally can build a business exponentially with it. Because what you can do is, if we go back to the Excel spreadsheet which details Joel's return, so if we're spending $60, he got almost, or just round it down to $9,000. If you use even just a portion of that to keep a recurring advertisement going, you can build your business exponentially. You've just got to get the messaging right. You've just got to close. You've got to get, it's literally just a numbers game. And behind the numbers game is the right messaging and the right audience. And then you're winning. It's as simple as that. There's a lot more that goes into it. And we have been doing this for years. And we started, doing this simply because we needed to find a way to build our business. And I'm not talking about this, what we do, helping practices generate leads. I'm talking about our own business. We had a fitness business that we ran ourselves, that we scaled up to 100,000 revenue, multi-100,000 revenue, and it works. Like it really does work. So with that said, I'm going to take you back to this slide, and we're going to go down to here. And I wanted to let you guys know that if you've benefited from this training, you've got to take action on it. You've got to take action on it now. And whether that action is writing the notes and then applying them in your own business and figuring out how to create a right message and a right offer, and using the demand generation of Facebook and the demand fulfillment of Google to bring more business, and bring in more profits. Or conversely, if you're busy and if you want to make sure and absolutely guarantee 100% that this works for you, we are offering a free strategy session available now. There is a button below this video. If you want to book in 15 to 30 minutes, you'll chat with me, and I'll take you through what we offer, and we basically guarantee a 2 times return on marketing spend. So if you spend $1 with us, we guarantee $2 back. And I've proven to you that it works. It really works. So if you just want to focus on your practice, if you don't want to think about this stuff, we can do it for you. And that's the services that we offer, and it works. We've seen these businesses really turn around, and we've seen already successful businesses go from strength to strength and seriously make what my accountant calls super profits by using this service. So before you click the button, I want you to know that you must be making at least 1.5K minimum per week, because otherwise the service is probably, it may still be, but it's probably not viable for you at this point. Businesses must be established for a minimum of 2 months. We do offer advisory and consulting, but that 2-month mark means that you've got a bit of a proof of concept and you know that your business is actually something that people want. Third, who's this for? If you know that you need an online strategy, but you don't know how, or you're skeptical and you don't know where to begin, and you're a chiropractor, a gym, dentist, and any sort of local business generally, this is for you. So if you meet that criteria, I'd say, look, just book in the strategy session. Let me have a chat with you. I can just, speak about and learn more about your business, and just see if we're a good fit. It could be a really great opportunity to bring in more revenue. I like to explain the service like this. We're basically a marketing unit that is attached and bolted onto your business that will bring in more revenue. And if it makes sense, because you're giving us $1, but we're giving you like $10 back. So it's a no-brainer. And not only are we giving you $10 back, but that $10 compounds if you have a back-end strategy to increase your clientele through referring, email marketing. There's so much that goes into it to build a comprehensive and workable and seriously profitable marketing strategy. We love this stuff. We get high on this stuff. So seriously, would love to chat with you. So click the button. And just before we finish, I want to take you through what we actually do. So we have, we call it the Unicorn Program. And unicorn, people ask, what do you mean unicorn? Unicorn is often what people term a company that has fast growth. So we're all about fast growth, but not only fast growth, but sustainable growth and compounding growth. You want to make sure that the money you spend to bring clients in, those clients then generate more clients, and you just have a consistent, repeatable, predictable client generating machine. So we have a proven lead generation machine for 2 to 3 clients daily. We actually have a money back guarantee. We actually don't have a legal clause about cancelling or anything like that. We literally, we guarantee that we'll get you a return on your spend, because we know it works, and we know that
what businesses it does work for. As I said, it's just a numbers game. But to be honest, it is time consuming setting up marketing funnels and messages that work. It takes a bit of strategy and it takes a bit of thought. And that is really why businesses struggle, and they try Google once or try Facebook once and will tell everyone it doesn't work. Nonsense. It does work. It just does take some time to figure out something that works. So we also, as part of the service, we manage your Google and Facebook account. In terms like Google ad account, any Facebook ad account. So we set it up so it makes sense, that it works properly, and that it is profitable, profitable. We also do content marketing. Content marketing is a great way to build awareness, and people go, what's awareness? Awareness is familiarity, brand familiarity. There's a reason that Nike is the most dominant sneaker business. It's because they have built over time, over years, familiarity with their target customers. So content marketing is the same. Get your face out there, get your business out there so people know, and when they have a need for your service, they'll remember you. That is essentially what content marketing is, getting your business in front of people's faces. It's not a direct marketing offer. So direct marketing is with the Google and Facebook, where you're literally saying, use our service now because you will get a discount and it will work for you. The content marketing is just saying, hey, we're here. If you ever need us, feel free to reach out. Now, we do offer consulting and advisory as well, and this is a 24/7 access, so you can book in an appointment anytime. I have a bachelor in commerce, in economics and marketing, which is not the be all and end all, but just to say we do have experience in business, and we know we can provide you with a pretty good solution within hours. If you have a really nagging question about how to price something, or how should I market this, or how should I respond to this, a lot of business owners need accountability, and they need someone to just have a little bit of a support system. Not because you're weak, not because, there's this thing with business owners, they have like a superhero bias. They think that they have to do everything, which is ridiculous. You can't do everything. No one can do everything. If Elon Musk did everything in his business, it would be like 0.00001 of the size that it is. You need to delegate. You need to leverage. So we will help you. We'll just advise and consult and just give you what our view on the situation is. So we'll give you fast growth strategies as well. So if you really need to get clients now, we will launch a campaign that will guarantee you leads in your business in like 2-3 days. You just got to be able to close, and we'll help you with that as well. And we'll also provide you with Evergreen, which is consistent monthly one-on-one consults, just to go through what we're doing, go through strategy, go through where we're heading, and figure out ways to keep your business profitable, to keep it growing, and to keep you the dominant market leader in your space. So with that said, I'm super excited, guys. I want to remind you to click the button below, free strategy. Just click it, put in your details. What's 15 to 30 minutes of your time just to get some free advice, basically. And if you do want to work with us, we are more than happy to obviously service that. So guys, thanks for your time. All the best in business.